In the last video, um, I got the hot seat sort of turn order working. So Lorik's turn, Pete's turn, Susie's turn, Amy's turn, back to Lorik. So that's fine. Now I'll need to start building a board of some kind. So yeah, I think I'll try and mock something up in Blender. Maybe just something. What's the front? Okay, that's the front. Yeah, let's go something like 8, 8. There could be a bit of rough hillage somewhere, and then maybe a gate. Let's just double this. Something like that. Maybe 3. Right, so this is going to be the gate. So that should be 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go. I can just pull up some of these faces a little bit. Just to make it look a bit more interesting. So if I go down, hmm, No, don't like that. If I just delete these, maybe, and then add in some more. So if I mix that again, and then subdivide here, make a face, make a face, and just make another cube. 2.75. This will be for water, I think. Probably don't want that much actually. So I'll just create another one of these. Make it one tall, 1 by 2. There we go. Hmm. So if this all gets shifted across and then shifted back, but then it needs to be minus 0.5. Now moved up on the on the Y, in line with that, but then down. Hmm. All transforms, all transforms. So if that goes down, alright, let's just add the bottom up, reset the transform. Maybe my characters are a bit too tall. 1.2. Bring the face down a bit. I wonder why this looks different. Yeah, just for the sake of it, maybe I'll slap some materials on. Just do grass. Water. Transparent. Maybe there should be another, like, just bottom level cube in here. Got bedrock. 8 wide. Put it below the ground. 16, right? Minus 8, minus 7.5, yep. Bedrock. Some kind of orangey, some kind of, yeah, that's fine. And then some kind of wooden thing for the gate-like structure. Okay, now let's set up some battle units around. Why are you not touching the ground? Ah, and bring the face down a bit. Hmm. Okay. Right, so there's one Again, this will be dynamic. This is just for getting something on the screen. So I'm hoping that these numbers all work. Just straight numbers. I don't want minus 2.5 or anything on the map. The height, yeah, we will see that on the height. But actual X, Y coordinates, no. So let's make 4, 2, 6, so he's on there. And then just to show off the 0.25, okay. 90, just so he's facing another direction. And the last battle unit, we'll just put on. Why is it on minuses as well? That's weird. All of them. Is the whole battle map swiveled? Maybe that would be better. If I do 180 and then move the bedrock with it. 3.5 and then 7.5. Oh, here's another point actually. The main camera, we don't want to have this set up on the positioner itself. So when we move the camera, we'll give it a camera rig, and this will be set to 0, 0, 0, and then the main camera will be on that. So this is where we want the camera to be at 0, 0, 0, so it's looking at the target. But when we want to move the camera, say 2 to the X, we just move the positioner, or the camera rig, 2. And that should keep the camera's sort of transform formatting or setup, or yeah. But then we get to move this around quite safely. So yeah, that's how we'll be doing that. But back to the units who have now been screwed around with. 5 and 2. There we go. And we don't need to change that. 2, 1. No rotation. 6, 4. And we'll make it minus 90. And we'll give him 3. And then 3. Okay. So there it is. There's our little battle map. Now, I want some kind of sprite to draw on the ground to show a movement and where they're allowed to move. So this is where we'll come back to the grid system. At the start of the battle, oh, wrong lot of code. At the start of the battle, let's do grid setup. So in the same way that we set up the turn, we want to run grid setup, which will create grid objects for each of these battle units. Grid system? No. How do we use the grid system? Okay, we'll add the grid system to the battle controller. And battle controller can get this kind of thing, property for the grid system. So then we do grid dot add grid object equals new grid object. At which position? Battle unit I dot position. Oh, it's vector3 int. Okay. Done. Grid object dot add content, because there is something there. It will be battle unit Okay, so what we've done is we've created a grid object, we've added the battle unit as content, and we will add that to the grid. So now there is some sort of way of knowing that something is in that position. Alright, so did I create some kind of utility? No. Let's create a utility script. This is where I'll throw various helpful functions. Public static int get get tile height, maybe, yeah, or get step height as int, and we'll pass in a float for the step height, and then get step height as float, and then we'll pass in the int for the step height. So these two functions do the opposite of each other. If we pass in 0.5, then we know that that is 2 as a step height, because each step is 0.25. Although I don't think I've saved that anywhere either, the 0.25. So maybe I'll chuck in utility just for now. Okay, so we'll get step height as int. This will be return step height divided by okay, I see the problem here. Get height as int. There we go. So it's the total height. So it should be height divided by step height, and then return it as an integer. So additional checks can be done here just to make sure that it's actually a multiple of 0.25, but I'll stick with this for now. Get step height as float. So here we want to be doing step height multiplied by height. So that's if we've got a height of 2, we know that 2 steps is 2 times this. Simple as that. So this is where we get we haven't actually set the position of these units. So I think this would need to be set up at the time. I've just got position written here. This can maybe just be grabbed on the fly. Instead of returning that, return v3i. So this is transform.position.x. Okay, let's just expand this so we can see what's going on better. Okay, v3 equals transform.position, return this, but it's going to be an int. Y is going to be a bit trickier. Just put 0 for now. And then mathf.round to int. Transform position Z. So Y will be transform.position.y get height as int, and we pass in the height. And then similarly, get the height. Position v3 is just transform.position. Right, what broke? Let's see. Battle.grid setup. Okay. Position v3i. Let's just see if something broke. Of course. So content list. This is because nothing has been initialized. Alright, And I just want to work on the camera rig real quick. Camera rig. Camera. So we'll just take we'll just drag and drop that for simplicity. No, let's not. Cam is gonna be get return get component in child camera. Yep, that should be it. So set position or set target, and then we'll have some kind of private game object target. So set position will be if you want to snap. So transform.position equals position. It just instantly moves there. Set target will be if you want to move towards something rather than immediately snap in there. So in update handle for maybe not update, we don't need that. Fixed update. We'll try and fixed update first, but if it's jerky, I'll put it in update. Right, handle follow target. If follow target equals null, return because we don't want to do anything. Otherwise, we will have to slowly move towards the target. So lerp, move between 2 points at a constant speed. So be my position and then the target, follow target position. Serialized field, private float for move speed or follow speed. And multiply by fixed delta time. Is this it? I haven't used lerp in a long time. I'm not really solid with it, but this might be it. This might be fine. And if that fails, I can just bring in Cinemachine and use their camera, because then you can take this apart and just use the camera rig as a follow target, and that would work as well. We'll see if this works though. So the way I want this to work is where is the state where we select the battler? Select battle unit. We will create an event on battle unit selected. We'll pass in a battle unit. Then once it selects someone, we'll trigger this event, invoke this turn dot turn controller acting battle unit is private. Let's make that lowercase and then create a property that just returns it, so we can't overwrite this when we shouldn't be. So we do acting battle unit. So this event will trigger when we choose a new unit. Camera rig will subscribe to this. Select battle unit dot on battle unit selected. And then in here we can set target to the battle unit. And that should then start moving towards that unit. We'll see how it works. It might not look cool. That looks pretty good to me. So we can quickly see whose turn it is just by the camera moving to them. Although, hold on, what's going on there? Lorik, Pate, Amy, Lorik, Susie. Is that expected? Yeah, because he's got a much higher movement speed. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that was good. A good little segue to do the camera. Although I feel like I just keep putting off the the pathfinding. What's my book? What I want to do next? There's a big chunk of time that will be spent on ability architecture. It would be nice if we can move around the board though. Let's create some kind of UI. Okay, UI next. I'll just stop the video here and get the next one rolling.